We have arrived at the marathon course, and that means it is finale day in the Team Quadrilla Marble League. Hello and welcome to the finale of the B-Division in Season 4. It's the marathon, and in this event, heats of 4 marbles will descend down the Quadrilla course for multiple laps of racing. There will be 3 laps in the heats, the semifinals, and the final, where the finishing order of each lap determines the starting order of the next lap. They'll start by splitting into 2 funnels at the top, descending down into the Quadrilla tracks that crisscross all the way down to the bottom. There are many high contact zones in this event, which will surely provide a lot of action. In the marathon as well, after the first lap, all of the marbles will start in the same funnel, so it's hard to make on overtakes from there on out, and there is so much on the line here today in the B-Division. Overall podium spots, relegation spots, or just a good end for many of these teams in this B-Division season. The Bobble Squad in the last event clinched the championship. They are 26 points clear of the Blue Lotus, but so many teams are still in contention for those final 2 podium spots. And the Hazelnuts, Eggs, Rock Pools, Nickel Knights, and the Celestials are the 5 teams battling for 3 spots from 10th to 12th to avoid relegation. In the first heat, Bobble Squad, Mountain Climbers, Rock Pools, and Deserters to start us off in the marathon. Mountain Climbers and Deserters in the top funnel, then it's the Bobble Squad and the Rock Pools in the bottom. Bobble Squad, the championship winners of the B-Division already, they are in the lead ahead of the Mountain Climbers. It's very close behind the Bobble Squad. Mountain Climbers also trying to have a look. Rock Pools are going to get close, but it's not going to happen for them. Rock Pools will not get by the Mountain Climbers. Mountain Climbers will hold on to second place. They are in that hunt for a final podium spot as well. Rock Pools, they are not safe from relegation, although they do have a big margin to the teams in the relegation zone. Deserters, unfortunately for them, they are already relegated. They just want a good end to the season, and with Gobi, the marble that won the marathon back in Season 1, they are trying to capture that same magic here. Bobble Squad will start us off in the second lap. You can see they're all in the same funnel from here on out. Mountain Climbers in second place. Can they get by the Bobble Squad? They cannot. Rock Pools get shoved aside and they're down in dead last. They've gotten stuck. Deserters now contending for second. Deserters will push the Mountain Climbers ahead behind. And the Deserters, a great move at the end of the second lap. Going to the final lap, they are in a transfer position. This doesn't really matter much for them. They just want a good end to the season, perhaps avoid last place. They are in 15th right now. They are trying to avoid the wooden spoon in the B-Division. And the Rock Pools stuck up there. Ooh, this is not going to be good for them. They already can't make the podium, and with a dead last finish here, if they finish here in this heat, they could risk getting relegated. Bobble Squad, though, they have led both the first 2 laps. Absolutely clinical from them. The reserve Bobble getting put in for this finale. So they've already clinched the championship. Why not test out the reserve? Deserters in second place. Then it's the Mountain Climbers and the Rock Pools. It's pretty close behind the Bobble Squad once again. For second place, Mountain Climbers trying to catch up. Deserters have fallen off the course. Bobble Squad gets stuck. Bobble Squad, got stuck and get a push from the Rock Pools behind. And unfortunately for the Rock Pools, that means they will not be able to move on, getting on the same path as the Bobble Squad. Mountain Climbers will just barely hold on to second place, but that was so close for the Rock Pools. Mountain Climbers getting held up by the Bobble Squad a bit there. Rock Pools almost got by. They will not, though. They will still make a spot on the Deserters. So the Rock Pools, that 3rd place finish as opposed to a 4th place finish, might do wonders for them. Now Icicles, Pumpkin Patch, Hazelnuts, and the Heliospheres in the second heat. Heliospheres, another team that is already relegated, dead last in the standings. They're in the lead right now, though, ahead of the Hazelnuts. There's the Pumpkin Patch and the Icicles, 2 teams battling for podium spots in the B-Division. Hazelnuts also trying to avoid relegation. Oh, will they get by? Heliospheres will manage to get by at the end there. Hazelnuts really slowing down. Heliospheres with Astral catching up and capitalizing off of the Hazelnuts. And the Heliospheres, they are trying to get a good end to the season as well. They have the lead after the first lap. Then it's the Hazelnuts and the Icicles. Pumpkin Patch getting stuck up there, I think getting shoved aside by Ice, the captain of the Icicles. And so, Heliospheres, Hazelnuts, Icicles, and Pumpkin Patch, Astral, Walnut, Ice, and Squash will be in that order heading into lap 2. These heats go by quickly. There are multiple laps, but only 3. So these marbles really need to make their mark, especially in the second lap, to get a good head of steam into the final. It is Hazelnuts. Ooh, I thought they would contend there, but they have gotten stuck. Hazelnuts now stuck up there. They're going to be in last after this lap. Heliospheres, ooh, second place for the Heliospheres, getting shoved aside by the Icicles, and the Icicles go from 3rd to 1st in the second lap. They want an overall podium in this B-Division, contending with the Pumpkin Patch in this heat. Pumpkin Patch are now only in 3rd. If they get knocked out here, they are not going to make the podium. And the Hazelnut, they're also a team trying to avoid relegation. They're in dead last right now. Walnut, they have won a marathon before, back in Season 2. Won them the B-Division back then. Can they do something here in the final lap? Icicles, Heliospheres, Pumpkin Patch, and the Hazelnuts starting the final lap in that order in the second heat. Icicles, they have a good start, well in front of the back three. Heliospheres, I think, holding up the Pumpkin Patch and the Hazelnuts. And the Icicles look unbeatable right now. Ooh, Pumpkin Patch getting stuck up there. They are not going to advance. The Hazelnuts and Heliospheres battling for second place. Hazelnuts have gotten by into second place against the Heliospheres. Heliospheres really slow in the crisscross section of the Quadrilla. Here you can see Heliospheres losing speed at every step of the way, and that's when the Hazelnuts made their move to get into second place. Crucially, they almost got up to the Icicles in first. Hazelnuts really fast towards the end there. And the Pumpkin Patch, with this last place finish in this heat, they're not going to get a good end to this B division. It will not be an overall podium for them. Disappointment for Squash. Got silver in this event last season, but Ice and Walnut are going to be moving on to the semifinals. Now, Bacon Brawlers, Team Nectar, Amber Animals, and the Celestials in the third heat. Celestials in that relegation zone in 14. They need at least a silver in this event to even have any chance of not getting relegated. They're currently in the back right now. They need to make a move. They need to get a move on here. That is very close. All four of the Amber Animals get shoved aside. Team Nectar and Bacon Brawlers contending for first place, and the Bacon Brawlers will get by into first place at the end there. A lot of action in this first lap in the third heat. Team Nectar having the lead after the Bacon Brawlers slowing down higher up the course, and Team Nectar manages to get passed once again by the Bacon Brawlers and Carnitas. Also, another marble that is contending for the overall podium. Bacon Brawlers currently in third in the championship. Amber Animals getting stuck. That allows the Celestials to get third place. They were very slow towards the end, but Celestials do have third place. Can they get into that top two? If they don't get into that top two, Celestials will be guaranteed relegated. Supernova. For the Celestials, I think this is their first marathon they've ever done. We'll see what they can do here. Carnitas and Pollen in front of them. Bacon Brawlers, Team Nectar, all four of them are pretty close. Celestials have gotten stuck in the high contact zone up there, and they're going to be in last, heading into the next lap. Team Nectar will get the win in the second lap ahead of the Bacon Brawlers. Team Nectar, ooh, there, Bacon Brawlers were still out in front. Where did Team Nectar get by for the lead? I think here's where Team Nectar, a lot more speed than Bacon Brawlers, capitalizing very well, and Team Nectar has the lead going into the final lap. Then it's the Bacon Brawlers. Amber Animals do make a place on the Celestials. Celestials, if they want any chance of not getting relegated, they need to get all the way up to at least second, all the way from fourth. Supernova needs to do something here in the final lap of heat number 3. Team Nectar, though, leads the way in the first, in the Quadrilla section, in the Quadrilla funnel, in the final lap. Bacon Brawlers, are they going to get by? Yes, they will! And all four of them are actually pretty close. Celestials, will they catch up? They're going to try it. Amber Animals have fallen off the course, and the Celestials will not get there. Bacon Brawlers will get the win. They are going back and forth with Team Nectar for the entirety of this heat. And unfortunately for the Celestials, third place is not going to be enough. They will be relegated going into Season 5. Bacon Brawlers and Team Nectar, though, great finishes for them. Both of them in the top half. Both of them still on for a potential overall podium in this B division. Especially for the Bacon Brawlers trying to hold on to that third place spot. Now, Blue Lotus, Treat Fleet, Efficient Eggs, and the Nickel Knights in the final heat. Nickel Knights, the only team here that relegation is yet to be determined. Actually, Efficient Eggs as well. Eggs are in that spot above the Nickel Knights. That eggs are still pretty safe, but Nickel Knights need at least a silver. Nickel Knights have the lead right now. That's the Efficient Eggs. Oh, Treat Fleet getting pushed aside, and the Treat Fleet are going to get third in this lap. Blue Lotus getting shoved aside towards the top. The Blue Lotus will be starting in last. They're in second in the championship, trying to hold on to that podium spot as well for the Blue Lotus with Iris, their captain. This is their final event as the Blue Lotus under the Blue Lotus name. Nickel Knights, though, they want to do everything they can to advance. They need a silver just like the Celestials, but if they don't advance, they will also be relegated. Efficient Eggs, they also want to advance. They are pretty safe, but with a very bad result here, they could potentially not be able to go to the Season 5 qualifiers. Nickel Knights and Efficient Eggs both very quick in the funnel. Efficient Eggs will get by after the funnel. Nickel Knights in second place right now, and as Blue Lotus contending with Treat Fleet for third place. Treat Fleet will hold them on, and Bull getting shoved aside by the Blue Lotus towards the end there. So the Treat Fleet will DNF in the second lap. They will start the final lap in last. Efficient Eggs in first, then it's the Nickel Knights holding on to that second place position but falling after their first in the first lap. And it's the Blue Lotus and the Treat Fleet, those two, top half in the standings as opposed to the Eggs and the Knights, but bottom half in this heat going to the final lap. Eggs, if they advance here, they've pretty much guaranteed they won't be relegated. Nickel Knight, can they hold on to the second place spot? Blue Lotus and Treat Fleet behind, also trying to contend for the overall podium. Lot to play for, but for all of these teams, Efficient Eggs trying to stretch it a bit. Nickel Knights have fallen off! Oh, and that is absolute heartbreak for them. Blue Lotus now in contending, and Blue Lotus shove aside the Efficient Eggs. Blue Lotus will go from third to first in this final lap. They're advancing, they're trying to hold on to a podium spot, but the Nickel Knights descending off the course and into a third relegation in a row. That is gut-wrenching for them. Efficient Eggs, though, closer to the center on the same levels as the Treat Fleet. Eggs are going to advance despite a DNF. So Blue Lotus and Efficient Eggs will move on. Eggs, I think this pretty much guarantees they will not be relegated. Unfortunately for the Nickel Knights, they will. And actually, yeah, that determines our 4 relegated teams. Already decided: Knights, Celestials, Heliospheres, and Deserters. Heliospheres do get the best of the rest. That's the bit of compensation for them. Now in the first semi-final, Bobble Squad, Hazelnuts, Bacon Brawlers, and Eggs. Eggs and Hazelnuts could contend for the podium before this event, but with these two teams advancing there, I don't think they're going to do it. Bacon Brawlers, they are trying to hold on to that podium spot. Bobble Squad, once again, well out in front. Absolutely clinical for this entire heat. Just like they did in their heat earlier in this event, Bobble Squad leading everything they're doing right now. They're trying to get a 3rd gold in a row, potentially 5th medal in a row. Bacon Brawlers, though, currently in last. Efficient Eggs in 2nd. They also want another medal after just getting a silver in the Quadrilla descent. Hazelnuts with Walnut, they've never finished lower than 5th in a marathon. They'll be able to keep that streak alive. Bobble, though, leading the way into the 2nd lap. Remember, semifinals are still 3 laps in this B division. Bacon Brawlers very far behind everyone else. Then it's the Bobble Squad. Ooh, collision there with the Hazelnuts and the Efficient Eggs. Bacon Brawlers have gotten into 2nd place, pushing aside both the Hazelnuts and the Eggs. And the Bacon Brawlers, brilliant moves in the high contact zone after the funnel. Carnitas making the best use of those collisions between the Hazelnuts and the Efficient Eggs. Bobble Squad well out in front. No one is close to them at all. They will lead going to the final lap, but the Bacon Brawlers have just thrust themselves in a very good position heading into the final lap as well. Efficient Eggs and the Hazelnuts in 3rd and 4th. Can either of them make a charge at a medal with a good result here? They need to advance in this final lap. Bobble, Carnitas, Hardboil, and Walnut starting the final lap in the semi-final. It's very close. Top 3. Hazelnuts lagging behind a bit, though. Bobble Squad, will they make contact? Yes, they will! Bacon Brawlers shoving aside the Efficient Eggs. The Efficient Eggs will not advance. Bobble Squad out in front. They will hold on, and so will the Bacon Brawlers. But those two teams are going to advance. Bobble Squad are getting a 5th top 4 in a row. Might be on for a 5th medal in a row. Could be a 3rd gold in a row. We'll have to see. Bacon Brawlers, though, this final spot probably means more to them than the Bobble Squad. They want to maintain that 3rd place, maybe even get up to the 2nd place in the championship. Efficient Eggs, they'll be knocked out here. It'll be a decent end, but not a great one, but still, they won't be relegated, so they can be happy about that. Same with the Hazelnuts. They will get 3rd in this heat. We'll see what it is from 5th to 8th. Now, semi-final B, to see who joins the Bobble Squad and the Bacon Brawlers. The Icicles, the Mountain Climbers, in the top funnel. Blue Lotus and Team Nectar in the bottom. Blue Lotus very fast and they'll have the lead. And it's the Icicles in 2nd. Ooh, slow Mountain Climbers. Will they get out? No, they will not. Blue Lotus still well out in front. It's the Icicles. The Icicles will fall off. So will Mountain Climbers. Mountain Climbers and the Icicles will both plummet off the course. Opposing sides, but on the same level of the Quadrilla course. That allows Team Nectar lagging behind for this whole lap. They're going to get into 2nd place under transfer position. So Iris, Pollen, Mountain, and Ice, that's how it is after the first lap. Mountain Climbers and Icicles making big blunders towards the end. Team Nectar has 2nd place, but still, there's 2 laps to go in the semi-final. Blue Lotus, with the Bacon Rollers advancing, Blue Lotus pretty much is going to want to advance here if they want to hold on to that 2nd place spot. They're well out in front, absolutely quick in that funnel. They look unbeatable right now, unless they slow down or get fall off. And the Blue Lotus slowing down there as I say that. They get passed by both the Team Nectar and the Icicles, but the Blue Lotus get them back towards the end there. back and forth they go, the absolute roller coaster for them. Look at the Blue Lotus just slowing down completely on their own accord in that level, getting stuck. They needed a push from the mountain climbers, but towards the end they did manage to get ahead of the Icicles. So the Blue Lotus do hold on to a transfer position heading into the final lap. It's Team Nectar though out in front, trying to advance to the final. They want another medal as well, potentially still on for an overall podium. Team Nectar, Blue Lotus, Icicles, and the Mountain Climbers, all four very close in the funnel. There'll certainly be some contact as we get into that zone as two marbles are stuck. Blue Lotus and Team Nectar falls off. Blue Lotus and the Mountain Climbers stuck up there, but I think one of them are going to move on. Getting stuck on the course, that is better than if you fall off the course. All Team Nectar needed to do was keep it clean, and they did not. Icicles will get the win. They're going to the final. Team Nectar, though, all they had to do was just keep it on the track, and they're not going to. Team Nectar will get last in this semi-final, and the Blue Lotus closer to the center. Crucially, that means they are going to the final. Stroke of luck there for the Blue Lotus. They are trying to get a medal, potentially a win, in their final event under the name Hazelnuts. They will preserve their top 5 streak in the marathon with Walnut in 5th place, and it's the other teams from 6th down to 8th. And now for the final, Bobble Squad, Blue Lotus, Bacon Brothers, and the Icicles. That top 4 is our top 4 in that order in the overall standings. What a coincidence that is. Of course, the championship battle already done, but this is very important for the overall podium spots for 2nd and 3rd. Blue Lotus is stuck, so is the Icicles. Bacon Brothers now well in front of Bobble Squad, slowing down very much. So the Bacon Brothers will have the lead going to the 2nd lap. And it's the Bobble Squad in 2nd place. They could be on, they're looking on for a 5th medal in a row, could be on for a 3rd gold in a row. Icicles getting stuck there. They are also trying to contend for 2nd in the championship. Blue Lotus, Icicles, and the Bacon Brothers, these 3 in any order could be 2nd to 4th overall. Carnitas though leads the way. As it stands, Bacon Brothers would be 2nd in the championship behind the Bobble Squad, but ahead of the Blue Lotus and the Icicles. Carnitas, Bobble, Ice, and Iris. Bobble, this is the first lap they haven't led in this final. We will get by in the 2nd lap. All 4 pretty close as we expect in the final. It is Bacon Brothers still out in front. Bobble Squad goes plummeting off the course. They will go all the way to last. Blue Lotus now have 2nd place. Then it's the Icicles who will not get by. Blue Lotus had a look there for the lead, but Carnitas holds them off very well, and the Bacon Brothers will lead once again, going to the final lap. The final lap of this final in the marathon. The last chance for these marbles to make a charge to get on those podium spots. Bacon Brothers, Blue Lotus, Icicles, and the Bobble Squad in the final lap. Carnitas, Ice, Iris, Ice, and Bobble in that order. We have 2 captains and 1 reserve. Bacon Brothers trying to stretch it in front of the Blue Lotus. They have a decent gap behind them. It's the Bacon Brothers, Blue Lotus, and Icicles now contending for 2nd place. Bacon Brothers look well out in front. Bacon Brothers, they're gonna fall off. Bacon Brothers plummet off at the final moment, and that gives the win to the Blue Lotus, winning the event. That is, they get the win in the final event as the Blue Lotus. Icicles will get silver because of it, and the Bobble Squad will inherit bronze because of it. The Bacon Brothers plummeting off, going from 1st to 4th. That means they're gonna fall off the podium entirely in this B division. But Blue Lotus, a fantastic win, keeping it clean when it mattered, and doing just enough to hold on for the win in the marathon ahead of the Icicles, who will also get on the podium in the B division, and the Bobble Squad will get a 5th medal in a row in 3rd place. An amazing effort by these 3 marbles getting on the podium, not just in this event, but in the B division as a whole, and we'll see them in the closing ceremony.